Hey, so I thought today I want to talk about my tattoos. No one asked for this, but I love my tattoos, so here goes. The thing about tattoos for a lot of people, I think a lot of people share this sentiment that tattoos are about marking down where you were at that time and place and, you know, how your life was when you were getting that tattoo. As I talk about my tattoos, is kind of going to be a reflection about different stages of my life. I'm going to be talking about my mental health, not too much, but I think that it would kind of be disingenuous if I didn't bring up some of the things that were happening. I'm going to be pretty vague because I just want to focus on the tattoo stuff, but I just wanted to put that out there. If you ain't interested in that kind of stuff, that's all good too. The reason why I'm in a different position here is I usually film at my desk, but because I want to show all of my tattoos, I gotta stand up. I'm also wearing this nice pretty dress because we're stuck inside and I literally can't do anything else to celebrate, so gonna wear a nice pretty dress during all of this. I think I have about, I don't know, like 12 tattoos, and I started getting tattooed when I was, I think, a sophomore in college. The very first tattoo that I got was a verse of Chinese poetry that my mom took inspiration from for my Chinese name. You probably see on my banner, Chinese characters, that's my name in Chinese, Zheng Rulan. And she got the Rulan part from remembering Jiangnan. The verse of Chinese poetry that I have on my back is 日出江花红生火 春来江水绿如蓝. Rulan, the last part, is my name. And it's funny because it sounds really pretty, but the direct translation, when spring comes, the lily flowers on the river burn like fire, and the water was so green that it looked blue. My name turns blue. So lost in translation stuff going on there. And I'm gonna try to show you my back tattoo. This is probably gonna be kind of awkward. Yeah. There we go. Yay. So right here, this was my very first tattoo. That tattoo was pretty low on the pain scale. I would say that my pain tolerance is relatively high. I would say like the most uncomfortable part about that tattoo was the fact that my legs were dangling off the table. So the pins and needles that were in my leg honestly were more uncomfortable than like the needle jabbing into my skin. I nearly fell asleep. That was my first tattoo. And then I acquired yeah, I don't even remember the timeline of my tattoos sometimes. I just associate them with certain events. I was on spring break and I was visiting my friend who was at Rhode Island School for Design. They also had a friend who was learning how to tattoo. They were learning from a instructor at RISD that was also a tattoo artist. I got 2 tattoos from her, one behind my ear and then one on my rib cage. The one behind my ear is a mourning dove. Hopefully it's visible because I can't see what I'm doing right now. If it's not, I'll put a picture. True stick and poke, so she was using individual needles and poking in the mourning dove design. Honestly, I wanted this because I was just I just want something behind my ear. Stick and poke tattoos kind of affect your nerves in a different way than a tattoo machine. My leg constantly kicking up because it would nick a nerve. So I had to wrap my other leg around that leg so I wouldn't mess up the whole stick and poke. And then I also got this. Is that? It's an illustration of the poem. I just wanted something to tie everything together. Originally, that tattoo was actually supposed to be behind my ear, but it ended up being too big and I really liked it. I did still want it on my body, but I also still wanted something behind my ears. I was like, you know, if you want to, I'm definitely gonna pay you for 2 tattoos. She was just working with her own machine that she had put together. Getting all of it done, it just kind of felt like a massage with a little bit of stabby, prickly feelings. Yeah, and then I got another stick and poke done, and that one was a disaster, but it was for a good cause. I think I might have gotten this stick and poke before my ear. I remember it was around the time where, you know, some anti-LGBTQ stuff was happening. Like, when is that? When is that not happening? Probably during, you know, Trump's election. And I got a stick and poke to donate to an LGBTQI organization. And the person who did that stick and poke, I think she was self-taught, had a little lotus flower done, like right underneath my hip bone. And it's pretty blown out now, but it's gonna be super easy to cover if I ever did want to cover it. Oh yeah, and one thing about that blown out lotus was the fact that when she was done, she literally like cut out a piece of a Ziploc bag and then like taped it on, which is so funny to me because usually the old school way uses saran wrap, and now there's Saniderm or Second Skin, and that's actually a medical grade bandage that's usually used for wounds, but it's really popular within the tattooing community because it speeds up the healing process, and it's also super easy to apply, and you know, you can even shower with it on and it won't fall off. Or there's the like the other types of like patches that you put on that have a little bit of a way to like absorb the fluids that are coming out of your gaping wound of a tattoo. I was finishing up my junior year, decided to get like 2 huge pieces done like within 2 weeks of each other, I think. I don't know why I'm like that. I was like, ugh, like I wanted to feel the pain. There was a piece that I wanted to get done by Pony Reinhardt. Everyone knows them. Riorgi, Pony Reinhardt was doing these fine line tattoos that everyone wanted, but her booking list is crazy. And they were also located in Portland, and I am in California. I wanted to find a local tattoo artist who could do something similar. I'm keeping the door open for this guy to walk through because he woke up from his nap. It was really important for me to get those tattoos, and I couldn't really wait. I found this tattoo artist, and he even said to me, he was like, hey, like, this request kind of sounds like Pony Reinhardt. Do you know her? And I was like, oh yeah. I asked him to do this combination of 2 Chinese idioms. Hello? Okay. So I'm gonna try to record as fast as possible before my dog starts scratching this door. Anyway, the 2 idioms that I wanted to combine are Jingwei Tianhai and Canghai Sangtian. Jingwei Tianhai is Jingwei tries to fill the sea. Basically the story of a girl named Nuwa who wants to overcome her fear of the ocean, so she goes into a boat and she sails into the ocean, but then she drowns. Mood. The gods see this as she's drowning, and they transform her soul into a bird called Jingwei. Jingwei ends up just having this major grudge against the ocean, and every single day she would pick up a stone or a twig and throw it into the ocean. She wanted to fill up the ocean because she didn't want anyone else to experience the same fate that she did. The ocean was like,
you could never in a million years fill up this ocean, you as a tiny bird.
And she straight up said to the ocean, okay, if it takes 1 million, 2 million, you know, like 10 million years, I will do it. I will keep putting rocks into the ocean and filling it up. That idiom basically means stubborn persistence despite impossible odds. The other idiom, Canghai Sangtian, even the ocean can turn into mulberry fields over time. This immortal who is saying like, look, you know, in my lifetime, I have seen the oceans turn into mulberry fields and back again, like 3 times. That entire idiom means in time, anything can change. I wanted to get the imagery of those 2 idioms put together. The image of Jingwei dropping a mulberry twig into the ocean, and then the ocean transforming into mulberry trees. Underneath that, I wanted to get a couple of other Chinese herbs that also represented like mental clarity and stability, and I detailed all of this out. And this guy, he's a really great tattoo artist, Ian Reynolds. I actually want to get a flash done by him again sometime. I think for him, his style wasn't aligned with, you know, the vision that I had. He might have gotten stumped on my idea. He like admitted it. He was like, look, I'm like kind of creatively stumped on what you want. It took like 3 hours for him to redesign the tattoo. I was like pretty new to like getting tattoos, so I was at the point where like I thought I knew everything, you know, like, oh, like I have one small back tattoo and a couple of stick and pokes, like look at me. I think that if I wasn't so determined to get like my first large piece, I might have told him, actually, I don't think this is gonna work out. But because I really wanted to get the tattoo done, I kind of just like waited and pushed and told him like, I want you to keep redesigning until I'm satisfied. And he was totally cool with that. And he actually didn't even charge. I don't think he even charged the hours that he needed to redesign, because I think he also recognized that he didn't really know what he was doing. And first off, this artist is white, so like no problem to like any of the white artists out there. I realize for me at least it's really important for someone to have the same cultural heritage or at least like a specialized interest. So I think that was my first mistake. And then I got my tattoo done and it was done on my stomach and I sat for 6 hours straight. I think I got in at around like 1 p.m. It was like 10 p.m. once I was finished. Because I only really had little tattoos before, 2-hour sittings, I really didn't know that it was gonna take that long. Didn't really bring any snacks or anything. Not smart of me. So this is Jingwei's between my boobs, and it's funny because if I move my boobs, it looks like she's flapping her wings. Mulberry twig, leaves and berries, and then these are I think the yao grasses. In certain areas where he was tattooing, oh my god, like the mountain range, like because that was right on my solar plexus, the most painful like minute of my life. I was in my mind, I was like, oh my god, just no, I don't need the mountains, get rid of the mountains. Pain level was 5. Like there were some points where like I didn't feel it at all, and then some points where I was like, oh my god. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as it could have been because it was thin line and not that much shading, so it ended up being pretty bearable for like a six-hour tattoo. After I did that, maybe a week later, I had a thigh piece book. Same artist who did my Chinese characters on my back, CC Kwan. She was at Industrial Berkeley when I got my tattoos from her, and now she's moved to her own studio. CC is really well known for her botanical work. And this botanical tattoo was actually a friendship tattoo, put in a lot of different flowers, my birth flower, their birth flower, and then a lot of like friendship related symbolism. I basically just told Cece, hey, like I just want to get these flowers. She sent me the sketch. It was amazing and I was really excited to get it tattooed. It took, I don't know, like 4 hours. Like she's a pretty fast tattooer. You would think that the thigh is easier to tattoo and it wouldn't be as painful, but I know another tattoo artist told me that sometimes people who have like cellulite or stretch marks on your thighs, the texture of your skin is just slightly different. I really do love Cece as an artist as well, like as another Asian woman in art. You see what I'm talking about? Botanical tattoo. I really love it. It has peonies, gladiolus. Those were 2 pretty large pieces that I got in quick succession. After I got my thigh piece done, I was like, this is not large enough. Like I actually wanted to be even more covered. Like I thought that once I got these 2 big pieces, I would be a little bit more satisfied, but no, your girl just wanted to get more tattoos. That's really common for most people. During that time where I was getting tattoos, I had like a lot of mental health stuff that I needed to process. I got those tattoos to remind me to stay grounded. It will remind me, you know, when I'm stressed out, stuff that isn't the end of the world. I still go to therapy every single week. I'm on medication. I see a psychiatrist monthly. It really is just another part of my mental health journey and just being able to contextualize the other things that I've experienced. Pain is not gonna last forever, it's gonna change. I was able to handle getting tattooed and stabbed repeatedly for 6 hours. I'll be able to deal with this. Millennial guilt, letting somebody tattoo you just because you feel awkward for not getting something. Mental health hits. That was when I started my big back piece journey that connects up to the front.